From Jeffrey Field for the Penn State versus Michigan semifinal in the Big Ten tournament for men's soccer. Penn State currently on top 2-1. Derek Heid alongside Andrew Field for your second half. Following the throw in, Penn State back in the ball in the defense. Brandon Hackenberg trying to boot the ball down the near sideline. Can't get anything. As Repo elects to reset and gives the ball back to Chris Shakes. Chris Shakes passing the deep ball down the right field line into Pierre Reedy, and that ball will go over the head of Reedy, and Michigan will dispossess and take ball from midfield. Michigan looking a little bit threatening. Pithers had some space on the outside, but Penn State able to make a big defensive play in the middle. Resetting now is Hackenberg. Hackenberg looking for the speedy Tiger Evans on the near side. Evans able to get the ball. He's got his man on the ground. Slide tackle from behind, and Tiger ends up on the ground, and there's no call there either. Michigan back on the ball with the defense. Pithers on the ball on the near side for the Wolverines. Pithers passes the ball into Rogers. Rogers into Tellez. Tellez back to Pithers on the near side. About 30 yards off from the goal. Pithers looking for a crossing opportunity. Likes to pull the ball back into the middle. Finds Rogers. Rogers on his right foot, passing it back over to Carlos Tellez on the right side. Michigan rolling the ball nice and slow outside the box, not making an attempt in yet. Quick through ball in attempt from the midfield there for Michigan. Gets easily taken away from Penn State and taken out for a throw-in. Michigan on the throw-in. Looks like it'll be Austin Sweitz to take it. Certainly taking his time as all the players backing up deep inside the goal box. As Sweitz has a little bit of an arm. Sweitz takes the throw-in, deep throw-in ball. Can they get a head on it? Michigan does not. Looking for an attempt. Shot attempt by Broche, blocked in front of the net. Michigan attacking down the left line. Pass attempt back to Ybarra. Shot popped up in the air, and as Chris Shakes tries to get under it, he gets fouled from behind. And this will be a free kick now, as Chris Shakes is not happy that contact had even happened to begin with. Chris Shakes looking for a yellow card.
Yeah, and that was tough contact there too. And normally Shake's a bigger guy, and especially being a goaltender, being taken down in that play, you know that was a clear and obvious foul in the play there. And I think that kind of goes without being said. But, Michigan has pretty much controlled possession in Penn State's attacking third or Penn State's half throughout so far in the first 6 minutes and change. So I think that, if Penn State wants to able to kind of get out of their own zone, they have to be crisper with their passes. Had a couple kind of go wide and go long, and kind of maintaining possession. I mentioned that at the beginning. Penn State not really able to keep the ball. Michigan's been the one with the opportunities so far in this half, and that's a reason why.
Whatever keeps the clock ticking is definitely the recipe for Penn State at the moment, as that goal kick ends up in defeat of Michigan. Kevin Buka, the left midfielder, on the ball now, attacking down the far side. Likes to dump it off to his left back. Looked like Osman. Osman back to Buka. Buka trying to make a move inside, and that'll get kicked out of bounds by the right back for Penn State. That'll be Femi Owodesu.
And you mentioned something earlier, Derek, kind of the clock ticking, but if you're Penn State, you have a 2-1 lead. You don't want to turtle up here. You don't want to kind of sit in your own half, and that's a recipe for disaster. You got to be somewhat aggressive here, and you got to look for something. You can't just sit in your own zone and expect to win this game.
Ibarra taking the corner kick for Michigan, trying to get a head on it. Over the head, it's in the feet of Sweitz as Sweitz tries to cut back. That'll be taken off of Privet and out for another corner on the other side. Ibarra will take that one as well as he runs over to go and cover that corner kick.
And Michigan has had success off of these set pieces, Derek. Obviously in the first half was Sweitz scoring off that corner. And, Penn State's just got to mark up here. They got to have man-on-man here and see if they're able to convert.
Ibarra's corner comes in, low line drive, and Hackenberg able to easily get a foot on and clear it down the near side lines. Looking for Blow You, but not able to connect that pass. As a couple of bounces, the ball ends up at Liam Butt's feet in the middle of the field. Butts able to find Tiger Evans, who has an open Blow You. Daniel Blow You, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Decides to cut it back on his left foot. He crosses it, and that shot goes wide. Pierre Reedy trying to get a foot on it on the touchline, but that's cleared out by Michigan and out for a Penn State throw-in. Great attempt for Penn State, not able to get it behind the goalkeeper. Penn State still threatening off the throw-in. able to wheel and deal. Inside is Odesu. Odesu's cross is blocked. Bouncing ball into Butts. Butts takes a shot, and that's blocked in front of the net too. Michigan trying to clear their lines. A heading attempt by Penn State, and that goes out of bounds for a Michigan throw-in. Lots of series of events and nothing behind the goalkeepers of Michigan.
Oof, that was a lot of action there, Derek. First, starting off with Blow You there, decided to cut it on the outside to his left foot. It'd be interesting. I would have liked to see if maybe he could cut it in with his stronger side, his right foot, but he had a defender there on him, so that was probably the right move by him to cut it out to the outside of the left side of the goal. But then how about that other top opportunity from Butts? He had a one-time shot off that high-arcing ball, and a nice block there by the Michigan defense there. 2 chances for Penn State, nothing on goal, but that's what you want to see more of in this half especially.
Penn State offense on the ball into Tiger Evans. Evans can take a shot. Left-footed shot attempt. He's fouled. A clearance attempt on the line. It's saved. What a great save by the Michigan defense. It was behind the goalkeeper in a sliding challenge there by Jens Hoff, I believe.
That was an unbelievable
Military
play.
Institute 42-41, 16 minutes to go in the second half. Still plenty of time to make a comeback, though, as Penn State still poor shooting so far, 35% from field goal range from the field goals on so far in this game. Not too great. VMI 50% though, as we're getting ready to reset. Miles Dredd inbounds the ball to Sam Sessoms, as it looks like VMI trying to trap him on the half court now. Not too difficult though, as Miles Dredd passes it over to Sessoms. Sessoms back over to Wheeler at the top of the key, over to Brockington. Also, all of this outside three-point range. Wheeler, wide open three. He shoots it, and it drops for him. Penn State up 44-42 now. 15:40 to go in the second half.
Yeah, the VMI defense just completely backed off there. Wheeler just took one step back and was wide open on the elbow and just said, I'm pulling the trigger. Splashes the three.
Derek Heid, Chris Hess on the broadcast today. Wide open shot for VMI. It's Kerfman, and he drops it. Trading three-pointers now is VMI and Penn State. The Institute goes up 45-44 on that one. Miles Dredd taking it up half court now over to Sessoms. Sessoms back to Brockington. Over to Wheeler. Trying to get hot, looking for another one. Over to Sessoms in the near side corner. Sessoms open, pulls a three, and that goes off the back iron. Wheeler kicks out to a wide open Miles Dredd, and it's in and out. Penn State still down one, looking for another basket.
Yeah, that ball was probably about 60% down and then just hit backboard, spun out again and came out.
Always the biggest heartbreakers. Kerfman driving in now. His shot gets blocked by Buttrick. On the rebound, Stevens. That won't fall either. Buttrick now on the rebound for Penn State. Passes up to Wheeler. Wheeler trying to make space for himself. He drives in. Left-handed layup. That doesn't go. Rebound Brockington, and he gets fouled.
Brockington with a strong power move there, one of the stronger guys on this Penn State team, and also one of the most elusive that, when he flashes into the paint, good luck trying to stop him.
Brockington making a real impact on the paint so far in this game. 7 rebounds so far and 7 points, 4 of those being inside the paint points. Brockington now on the line for Penn State, trying to tie it here. Takes a couple of dribbles and throws up the free throw. And that'll drop for him. 45-45, 14:33 to go in the second half. Another shot coming up for Brockington. This one to give Penn State the lead. A couple of substitutions for VMI as well, as Lewis will exit the game and Conway will re-enter. Brockington's free throw is up, and that'll sink as well. 46-45 in favor of the Nittany Lions. Yet another lead change in this game. VMI now taking the ball up. It's Stevens. Stevens off to Kerfman. Kerfman at the top of the key. Miles Dredd playing close defense on him, really far away from the three-point line. Kerfman looking for a pass. He's got Stevens inside. Stevens trying to post up Seth Lundy on the mismatch, and he throws up a layup, and that won't go. Rebound Wheeler. Wheeler up to Sessoms, trying to catch him quick. Sessoms inside the paint. Left-handed layup won't fall either. VMI gets a rebound, and they just turn it right over. Wheeler pulls one up from 3, and that'll fall. Penn State goes up 49-45 on the three-pointer from Jamari Wheeler.
Yeah, Wheeler doing a really good job there. I don't know why the VMI defense is backing off on him. He's been hot. You got to get 2 guys on. We're going to have a steal here, too.
Brockington now taking it inside. Over to Dredd. Wide open Wheeler decides not to shoot. Lundy over to Dredd. Dredd cuts inside. He's got Brockington. Brockington pulls up from the elbow, and that'll drop for him. Turnaround J for Isaiah Brockington. 51-45 in favor of the Nittany Lions. Timeout, Virginia Military Institute. It's a completely different team coming out of halftime for Penn State, and they'll take a break on the floor, and so will we. We'll be back with you in a few right here on Com Radio. Coming out of the timeout now, Penn State leads by 6, 51-45 over the Virginia Military Institute. Derek Heid alongside Chris Hess as we're getting ready to resume play here live from inside the Bryce Jordan Center. We're all having a good time here in State College live during the Thanksgiving break as we're getting ready to resume basketball right here as it goes into Greg Parham, the point guard, bringing it up for VMI. He's guarded closely by Wheeler. Parham passes it over to Tang, who re-enters the game. Over to Kerfman. Kerfman into the center. Stevens. Stevens against Dredd. A little bit of a mismatch. Back over to Parham. Parham looking for a screen from Stevens as he shifts over to the right side. Parham on Dredd. Parham into the paint, and he gets blocked by Miles Dredd. Dredd now looking to reset quickly. Wide open Wheeler. He pulls up, and it's off the mark. Ball will go out of bounds and into VMI's territory. 13 minutes to go in this second half. VMI trying to get back on the board. Scoring drought for them over the past 2.5. It's Kerfman now bringing the ball up. He's guarded by Brockington. Kerfman into Stevens. Stevens over to Parham, who pulls up a corner three, and that won't go either. Sam Sessoms gets a steal. Fast break opportunity. Euro step up with the right, and that'll drop. 53-45 in favor of the Nittany Lions now.
Yeah, Sessum's doing a really good job that he's making it his game. He's dictating the speed of this game, too. He can slow you down. He can play fast. He does it all.
VMI now trying to come back. They're letting the game slip out of their hands. Kerfman into Stevens. There will be a foul called on the floor. Looks like it's going to be against Miles Dredd for a shove off ball. Shot clock resets to 20. Inbound from Bonham goes into Stevens. Stevens at the top of the key. Now over to Kerfman. Kerfman at the top. Pass it over to Bonham. Bonham inside to Stevens again. He's working against Sessoms. Pass it outside to Conway. Conway drives. He's looking for a wide open one. It's Kerfman. Kerfman up and down. VMI scores a three-pointer to bring them back within 5. 53-48 the score. Penn State trying to attack quickly. And Buttrick pulls up from three-point range, and that's not even close. Off the front iron and down. Not a great shot as the rebound will be taken by Stevens, and a timeout will follow on the floor. And it looks like we'll take one with them. Penn State, you're listening to Penn State men's basketball right here on Com Radio. You should be able to hit them all the time as the kickoff is fieldable this time for Lamont Wade. As Lamont Wade rushes down the right side of the field, he breaks a couple tackles. He's down to 30, 35-40, and pushed out of bounds, making good field position for the Nittany Lions. Lamont Wade making sure to strut his stuff afterwards. 1st and 10 coming up from looks like their own 39-yard line.
That's the only the second kick return this season for Lamont Wade. He had one at Indiana in the first game of the year, and it was a 5-yard run. That one much better as he caught it at about the goal line and was able to bring it out to about the 38-yard line. Really good run there from Wade. The senior getting the start today as the kick returner, and it gives good starting field position to the Nittany Lions.
I think Lamont Wade's trying to make a case for himself to continue to do this for the rest of the season. As Sean Clifford back in shotgun, he's got Devin Ford out to his left. Clifford takes the snap, rushes up the middle, doesn't really get anywhere, and he's dropped by a couple of Michigan State defensive linemen for a gain of nothing. 2nd and 10 upcoming.
Yeah, and again, the Michigan State defense has done a really good job as this game has progressed. Even better and better of not allowing big plays on the ground. And I keep saying this, but Penn State likes to run 68% of their plays over the last 2 weeks have been running plays, and the fact that right now Penn State can't get anything on the ground is really helping Michigan State's defense.
Clifford takes the snap, looks out to the left. It's Jahan Dotson in the flat. Dotson rushing for the pylon, and he's able to get down there past the yardage marker for a first down. Ball on the 50-yard line. First down upcoming for the blue and white.
And the air has been the better area so far for Penn State. That's where they've racked up most of their yards. That's where Clifford has looked better so far. And Dotson there with his first touch of the day is able to move the sticks.
Definitely a little bit different than what the Nittany Lions are used to, hence the deficit on the scoreboard. Clifford back in shotgun. He's got Devin Ford to his right. 3 wide receivers to the right of Clifford. Clifford takes the snap, hands it up to Devin Ford up the middle. Devin Ford plows through one player and gets up for about a gain of 5 before he's dropped by a gang of Michigan State players. Looking like Naquan Jones will be getting the credit for the Spartans.
And that was Ford's first carry of the day, able to get 5 yards on it and set up 2nd and 5.
Looks like that was actually Keziah Holmes, the true freshman, in there instead of Devin Ford. Haven't seen much of Devin Ford, even though he is the starter on the depth chart. Sean Clifford now back in shotgun. Holmes off to his right. Clifford takes the snap. Delayed handoff up to Keziah Holmes, who's going to burst through for a couple of yards and get tackled by another gang of Michigan State defenders. And that'll be a gain of 2, 3rd down and 2 or 3 upcoming for Penn State.
And you can bet Will Levis is probably going to come back into the game. And the question is, will he run or throw? Franklin has said this past week he wants to get Levis throwing the ball more, but they always bring him down on these 3rd down plays. This is his 3rd time in today. So far, he's been able to move the sticks on his first 2.
The 3rd down quarterback, Will Levis, now standing in shotgun. A couple of tight ends out there for him as well. Will Levis, 3 wide receivers to his right. Puts a man in motion. Levis takes the snap, waits for things to be set up in front of him, and he plows through, gets a couple of blocks, and he's going to get past the 1st down marker. Will Levis converting yet another 3rd down for Penn State.
Yeah, 3 for 3. I mean, if it's working, why stop it? And so Levis gets it there, moves the sticks, and this Penn State offense able to keep driving down the field as Sean Clifford will come back into the game now.
1st and 10 for the Nittany Lions as they are now inside of Michigan State territory. Looks like ball is around the 40-yard line. In field goal range now for Penn State, but they want more. Ball on the 37 to be exact. Clifford in shotgun, 3 wide receivers to his right. True freshman running back Keziah Holmes on his left, and Jahan Dotson, the lone man, on the far left. Clifford takes the snap, looks out to the right, doesn't see anyone, looks for Dotson down the left side of the field. Dotson comes back and he hauls it in. No! He hits the ground and it gets broken up and dropped. Could have been a massive gain for the Nittany Lions.
It sure could have been. Dotson had it nearly, but really nice coverage by Kalon Gervin to knock it out as Dotson was falling to the ground. He never had complete control of it, and as he hit the ground, I think Gervin's arm getting in, plus just Dotson coming down hard, brought the ball out, and it's going to set up 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 for the Nittany Lions. Ball on the 37. Sean Clifford back in shotgun. Same formation as last time, except Holmes is on the right. And now he is actually motioned over to the left. Same exact formation as the last play. 3 wide receivers on the right. Clifford takes the snap, looks out to the right. Passes out to Brenton Strange in the middle of the field, who gets brought down just about immediately by the linebacker, Kalon Gervin.
And again, Freiermuth, this is the 3rd straight game that they're without him. He had season-ending surgery from an injury in the Ohio State game. And the backup tight ends, what were backups, now are the starters in both Theo Johnson and Brenton Strange, have been very good so far in his absence and able to pick up 6 yards on that play.
Penn State pretty good at recruiting tight ends. Shotgun now, double tight ends to the left now for the Nittany Lions. Sean Clifford back in shotgun, Keziah Holmes to his right. Clifford takes the snap up the middle of the field, and he breaks through the line. He's no one past him. Clifford walks in untouched for a Nittany Lion touchdown, putting him up 9-7. 31-yard rushing touchdown for the quarterback, Clifford. Sean Clifford doing his best Will Levis impression, not even looking to pass the ball and just run it right up the middle. And this one will go for 6. Penn State back on top as Jake Pinniger comes out for the extra point. And Pinniger will put it right through the pipes. 10-7 now the score in favor of Penn State in the Battle of the Land-Grant Universities. Penn State goes up 3. You're listening to Penn State football versus Michigan State right here on Com Radio. Former Chicago Bear and first ballot Hall of Fame running back Gale Sayers passed away last night following a long battle with dementia. He was 77. The legendary Sayers played only 5 full seasons in Chicago before his career was abruptly ended by a slew of knee injuries. Over those 5 seasons, though, he accumulated 5 All-Pro team selections, 2 rushing titles, and the 1965 Rookie of the Year on a 22-touchdown campaign. Outside of football, Sayers' life and his friendship with then-teammate Brian Piccolo during Piccolo's battle with cancer was transformed into the now-popular movie Brian's Song. ESPN host Desmond Howard explained his personal admiration of Sayers this morning on Get Up.
He had such pride, such dignity, carried himself with such poise. He was just a man to look up to.
Sayers left his mark both on and off of the football field. He still holds the title of being the most recent non-quarterback to score 6 touchdowns in an NFL game. And his life story still brings many to tears. Derek Heid, Com Radio Sports.